switch on an electric light, a filament light bulb, and it will glow white hot because we're forcing electrons to flow through a thin filament of metal ions. That's what a metal is. It's a lattice of positive ions which is in a sea of free electrons which can flow and bounce backwards and forwards in amongst those ions. And when that current of electrons hits, for example, one of the ions, it will make them vibrate. It'll transfer some of the energy from the electron to the metal ion. And so the metal ions start to vibrate and get hotter. They get so hot that they will start to emit visible light. If you want to know how that happens, go on and study A-level. So these electrons it's kind of like having to go through a densely wooded area and trying to run through these pine trees, for example, when the pine trees themselves are vibrating backwards and forwards. It would be quite hard to do. We keep getting bumped into by these pine trees. And that's exactly the story with electrons as they try to get through a hot metal. So the resistance of a filament bulb increases as the temperature of the filament increases because the metal ions are vibrating, and this makes it difficult for the electrons to get through. Use the words below to help you explain why. Let's just write a couple of sentences. So, as the temperature of the filament increases, as the temperature of the filament increases, the vibrations of its metal ions, get larger. They vibrate more and more. Full stop. These vibrations obstruct the flow of electrons. That's the current, which increases the filament's resistance. And that's why, as a filament gets hotter and hotter, its resistance increases.